Hello and welcome to Blackhawk TV's presentation of boys Baldwin-Woodville Blackhawk basketball here at the West Gym in Baldwin-Woodville High School. My name is Jordan Lehman. I am joined by owner and operator of Blackhawk TV, Jeremy Nygaard, and our famous cameraman Zach Ambrose. Jeremy, how you doing?
You know, I'm good, and it's different, but it's the same.
Right.
That you're back. You know, you kind of retired, and then you circle some dates on your calendar.
Right.
And then you show back up after the success of the fall season.
Yeah.
You need to take a month and a half, 2-month nap.
Right.
To recover.
Right.
And here you are now, the middle of January.
Yeah, it's really good to be back. Grateful that you let me do a couple guest spots here and there. But yeah, turning our attention to the game at hand. Obviously, Prescott Cardinals come to town tonight. Baldwin-Woodville not having the success maybe they hoped for early in the season, but it's still a lot of basketball left to play. Whereas the Prescott Cardinals, as they tend to, are having a lot of success. 9-3 overall, 5-0 in the Middle Border Conference, which has turned out to be a pretty competitive Middle Border Conference this season with the likes of Amory and Osceola now and St. Croix Central. A lot of teams winning games. BW 2-6, 1-4 in conference play. And I've had been able to stream a lot of the BW games because of Blackhawk TV and watch them a little bit here and there. But if I were to ask you, somebody who's watched a lot of BW basketball this season, kind of a couple things to tell the fans at home or those who maybe haven't watched the Hawks this year, what has made the Blackhawks go so far this year, and what maybe are they looking to improve on?
So I think first and foremost, and this should come as a shock to nobody who's watched BW basketball over the last handful of years, Evan Clausen's really good. Mm-hmm. He's been a really solid player throughout his career, and he's been leveling up, and here he is as a senior, and he averages almost 19 a game. He's shooting over 40% from three, which as a high school kid is very, very, very good, while handling the ball handling duties.
Right.
And so, Coach Benoit puts a lot on Evan, and he's been doing it now for 4 years. He just keeps putting more on him, and he continues to improve. And that's, you look at the schedule and the results, and you're like 2-6. The game against Osceola went from 21 to 5. And the game against Ellsworth, we led and we went into overtime. These are some really good teams, and when you look at the box score and you watch a game, you're like, man, Evan Clausen is getting it done. 6 threes on Friday against Osceola, and he's the guy. And as long as he's healthy and out of foul trouble, the Hawks really are able to stay in every basketball game that they play.
Right. Yeah, and the Middle Border Conference is notorious in any sport to be highly competitive. You really have to earn any victory you're able to get. And obviously, speaking of that Ellsworth game, I watched that, just a heartbreaker down the stretch. Osceola's turned their program around in the last handful of years, and they're a tough out. And obviously, Prescott tonight, a notorious kind of head of the Middle Border Conference, coming off of a state tournament berth, or a state championship tournament semifinals last year down in Madison. And they bring back some key pieces, namely Kobe Russell. Kobe Russell, obviously, this season averaging close to 20 points a game. When you have a premier athlete like number 0 for the Prescott Cardinals, from your perspective as a former head coach, what are some things that you expect to see from Coach Benoit tonight to handle the quickness, the athleticism, the scoring ability of Kobe?
Yeah, I think what you'll see from our defense is we'll zone him up. He would be really tough to guard man-to-man, and I think it's going to be hard to keep track of him in a zone. He's going to get his points, and I think that's the part that you kind of have to accept, and you have to hope that your players accept. It's not a lot different than when Petey played. Right? You're going to try everything you can to slow him down, but at the end of the night, you're going to look, and you're going to be like, man, he got 20. And could you do enough in the other facets of the game, right? Stop the supporting players, the supporting scorers, do your best on the boards, limit transition baskets, to try to keep Prescott at bay, and that's the thing. Like he averages 20, he's got a high of 26, but when you look at some of these other guys, they have a guy that's put up 27 in a game. They've had a guy that's put up 18 in a game. Another guy that scored 20 in a game. Those are the guys that are gonna potentially beat you if you can even slow Kobe down a little bit. So it's fun, like you mentioned, when you have athletes that can play a high level of basketball. It's fun to watch.
Right.
It's not super fun to coach against.
Right, exactly. I can imagine. It's going to be a lot more fun for us up here than it would be on the bench trying to scheme up defending the likes of Prescott. You talk about kind of the supporting cast for Prescott being a big deal tonight if they're able to contain Kobe. When it comes to the Hawks, who have you been impressed with thus far? You know, obviously we understand Evan Clausen, close to 19 points a game, really, really good player, probably going to, or I would imagine going to play at the next level. Who are some guys for the Hawks that have really stepped up in supportive roles?
Yeah, and it's changed by the game. And so if you've watched a lot of the games that have happened so far, Joe Jensen a couple weeks ago, I believe it was against Somerset, really kind of turned the page on his season. Had a 19-point game. He averages almost 9 a game. He's not shooting great from the perimeter, but that's going to be something that continues to tick upwards. Gavin Sell, as you mentioned about elite athletes, Gavin is maybe the most elite athlete.
Right.
He averages 8 a game, averages about 6 rebounds, over 4 assists. He's one of those guys that you kind of always have to, and I say this kind of tongue-in-cheek because it doesn't happen often, be on triple-double watch.
Right.
But Gavin's a guy that's going to get about 5 in everything, and that includes fouls.
Right.
Because he just hasn't played a lot of basketball, but he's going to have around 5 points. He's going to have around 5 rebounds. He's going to have around 5 assists. He's going to have around 5 steals. He's going to have around 5 fouls. And if you're counting shots that you maybe go, what was that? He might have about 5 of those too.
Right.
But having an athlete like that on both sides of the floor, it's a difference maker in the small parts of the game of basketball, which, you know, boxing out, rebounding, screening, defending, transition baskets. One thing he did against Ellsworth, I don't know if you saw this, but he had a steal, and it looked awkward as he completed the play because he was moving so fast while he was trying to dribble, and then he ends up going down the court and contesting a transition layup, getting his 4th foul, which really kind of changed the trajectory of the game. But the amount of guys that I've seen in the gym do that is very, very, very small.
Right.
Jeremy Jacobson has the ability to heat up in a hurry. Dane Veenendahl plays so much bigger. He averages almost 5 rebounds a game, and he's not 6 feet tall. Thatcher Walthall shot the ball really well. Real Bignell's given some good minutes as well. So there's depth. You just don't know which guy it's going to be stepping up every night.
Right. We are moments away from tip, so we'll turn our attention to the pregame festivities and join you in a little bit. All right, here we go. Blackhawk TV is back, and we will watch with you as our Hawks take on the Cardinals. Tip coming up here. Starters for our Baldwinville Blackhawks. Number 1, Jacobson. 2, Clausen. 3, Sell. 5, Walthall. And 12, Vienendahl. For the Cardinals, number 0, Russell. 2, Monteith. 10, Miller. 11, Bernick. And number 22, Otto. Russell and Clausen at the tip. And we'll start out with Blackhawk basketball.
Looks like a man-to-man look here for Prescott. Russell on Clausen.
Clausen to Walthall. Vienendahl in the corner. Good look there from Sell. Through the hands of Walthall, unfortunately, but a nice backdoor cut. Cardinals will have their first chance of the night.
That's one thing that we've seen a lot from Gavin is he will try to make passes that maybe kids stop trying to make when they're younger just because they can't do it, and he never ran into those problems, so he's making those passes on the court as a senior.
Right. Hawks start out with a little bit of three-quarter pressure. Quick trigger for Bernick, though. Right wing 3 is good. Just like that, Cardinals 3, Hawks 0. Clausen brings it up once again. Walthall thought about it from deep. He's going to drive. Floater. Good.
Yeah, Thatcher's given really good minutes this year, typically off the bench. Joe Jensen started, I want to say, every game up to this point, and he's already at the scores table.
Some congestion underneath for the Cardinals. They kick it back out. That's Monteith to Russell. Looking for a lane, he can't find one. Gets it to Otto. Otto, a really nice sophomore for the Cardinals at over 10 points a game this season. Hawks continue their tough defense.
Yeah, Prescott had a really good shooting night against Amory last week. That's continued with Bernick's opening possession 3. They have a number of guys shooting at or around 40% from 3, which I mentioned. That's a really good clip as a high school shooter.
Yeah, really high level shooting for the Cardinals. The sophomore, right baseline floater, no good. Prescott able to gather the offensive rebound. They'll get another shot at it. Skip pass. Bernick back out to Monteith. Good.
Yeah,
Cardinals counting by 3 so far.
And Monteith is one of the lower percentage shooters that the Cardinals have from deep, and 2 for 2 to start out for the team.
Clausen tries to respond through some contact. A really tough layup. That's a high-level play for 2 for the Hawks, 4-6. Once again, pressure. Looking to force turnover. Got a good trap on the far side. Able to get rid of it. Good little move there. That's Miller.
Yeah, Ian Miller averages about 8 a game as a junior. Not much of a threat from the perimeter, only 0 for 6 on the season.
Quick trigger from Walthall. Looks good from deep. It is good. So Hawks shot for shot with the Cardinals thus far. Just down by 1. Russell, another quick trigger. That's in and out. Both teams okay with shooting from the perimeter, and obviously, like you mentioned, Prescott's made a lot of hay there this season. Hawks will slow it down a little bit so far in this possession. There's another 3. That time Clausen, right wing, no good. One of the better shooters for the Hawks, as you mentioned, really good from the perimeter. Bernick, right corner, no good. Prescott trying to earn another possession. And that one's actually tipped to Jacobson. He'll gather it and get it to the point guard.
Now that we've seen a couple threes not going, this is where Ambrose points out that this sort of basketball is the worst sort of basketball. And this is why people don't watch basketball anymore. It's because it's just a bunch of threes getting jacked up.
Vienendahl on the post. He's thinking about he's going to go to his left hand. No good. Who's there? Sell. He gets the offensive rebound but steps out of bounds. So Prescott will get possession. In for the Hawks, 10, Joey Jensen, and number 33, Bignell.
It's the first whistle of the game, almost 4 minutes in.
Right. It's been a fun game to watch thus far. Once again, the Hawks making Prescott earn it up their way up the court. And force a unforced error there.
Can I tell you what the most surprising thing for me so far tonight is in this gym?
I think I have a beat on it.
Do you want to guess? We didn't have to bring chairs in for Prescott.
For assistant coaches. Yeah.
There's extra. They only have 5 assistant coaches. Or 5 total coaches.
Right.
That's the same as us.
It has to be a career low for Coach Jacobson.
Coach Johnson.
Coach Johnson.
Yeah.
I was just about to say how we've gotten to know him over the years, but yeah, Coach Johnson.
Yeah, he's probably stressed out.
They'll get Russell on a travel under the hoop as we turn our attention back to basketball. 13:38 to play. Not a lot of whistles. Hawks down 1. No fouls committed by either team.
I prefer that style of basketball, right, where you let them play a little bit, and obviously you gotta keep things in check, but let them come out and play.
Walthall started hot. He's going to stay hot. He's got 8 now of the Hawks' 10 as they take their first lead of the evening. Love the confidence from the senior.
Yeah, Thatcher's always been a good player. He's just battled a lot of injury through his career.
Good effort there by Russell. He will draw the first foul of the night underneath from Bignell. Good offensive rebound. Russell, for those football fans out there, high-level football player in the Middle Border Conference this year. All conference, all region, among other accolades.
Yeah, for the kids watching out there, what Royal did there at the beginning is great, right? Go contest a shot, jump straight up. But what he did at the end is what was the foul, and that's when you bring that arm down. Easy whistle, always going to be a foul. Don't do that.
Right. Russell not able to make the Hawks pay, though. 0 for 2 from the stripe there. 70% on the season for Kobe. Hawks up 2. A lot of Thatcher Walthall. A lot of Evan Clausen so far. And a pull-up fadeaway jumper from the free throw line. Gavin Sell. Hawks 12, Cardinals 8. And Sell comes away with a steal. He's going to have a breakaway opportunity, trying to find the basketball. And they're going to get him on a carry. It is a bouncy ball.
Yep.
It's a hard sport. It's a hard sport, and it's a bouncy ball. But really good effort there from Gavin. More pressure from the Hawks.
What was interesting on that loose ball is that I think guys kind of stopped because they were afraid of what Gavin might do.
Right. You don't want him to lower the shoulder. Nice floater there from Burnick. Once again, for football fans, a really nice player for the Cardinals this fall. Their quarterback. Pass for all kinds of yards. Walthall, deep 3 right wing, no good.
You made 2, you gotta
have the heat check.
Yeah.
Cardinals get up the floor quickly. Russell going baseline. He's going to miss just off there. Really nice effort from the young man. Once again, though, Cardinals get a second chance. Top of the key, that's Otto, and it's good. And the Cardinals retake the lead.
And Gavin wisely, I mean, he's not going to block that shot, so he kind of bailed out the layup. Unfortunately, Prescott recovered and got the board.
Jensen trying to find some space. Pulls up, gets it to Sell. Sell's going to take a 3. He's going to miss off back iron. Nice effort there from Bignell. Not quite there on the putback. Kobe's going to try to take it away. It'll be a held ball possession arrow to Prescott. In for the Cardinals, number 3, Durow and Packard. Waited for the Mr. Don Timmerman's pronunciation of number 3's last name, Durow. He's a senior. Packard also a senior.
And the Hawks haven't caused any issues with their backcourt pressure, but what they have done is they've just slowed the tempo down.
Right.
Prescott loves to play up tempo, loves to score points. I mean, if you look at their totals, you see games. Their last 2 they've scored in the 70s. They had a win early in the season in the 80s. The Hawks just aren't comfortable doing that. They have won 2 games in the 80s, but the 70s, but typically playing more in the 50s and 60s. So that's a good take.
Really nice take by Russell. Gets himself to the basket. Easy 2 off the glass for the junior. Coach Johnson of Prescott, top 3 scorers this year, all underclassmen. Notorious for having talent consistently coming up, and an errant pass there from Fitz.
Yeah,
Sell wasn't there.
Churning out talent, I think, is, you know, we watched Dallas Wallen graduate last year. You can just go back every year, and it's like, who graduated that year, who graduated that year? And yet there's always somebody else that's ready to come in and fill the big shoes.
Yeah, he's built quite the culture. Hawks making it difficult on Russell. Prescott does retain possession. Also in for the Cardinals, I think I missed him, is 14, Matzik.
Yeah, he just checked in.
Corner 3, no good from Russell. Matzik, a familiar last name from the Prescott community. Monteith, corner 3, just short. Good rebound by Jensen.
Yeah, Barrett Temmer's a 2-year starter for Prescott, out with a football injury. You hope that he can be back and fully healthy before the playoff push.
So right place, right time. Offensive rebound, no good. Dane Bienendahl gives himself an offensive rebound, quickly passes off to Jensen, and we're going to have a foul on Jensen, as Packer did secure the defensive rebound. Otto will check back in for the Cardinals. Remaining a 1-possession game. Hawks down 3, and a little bit of pressure, a little high on the pass. Hawks will earn the ball back. Coach Johnson not pleased. And as we, approach the midpoint of the season, Hawks obviously at under 500, Prescott 9-3, top of the conference. Winning on the road is hard, and I know that Coach Johnson knows that. Hawks just want to keep it close, have valuable possessions with good shots, see what happens down the stretch.
Yeah, they pretty memorable end to a Prescott BW game a couple years ago, but I think Prescott probably came in heavily favored. And Keegan Osti had something to say about that at the buzzer.
Absolutely, we needed it, he got it. Really nice defensive play, I want to point out there, by Fitz, forcing the held ball on Russell as Russell drove to the basket. Possession arrow now will flip from BW to Prescott once again. Clausen with an open lane. He's going to go for a contested layup. He will be fouled and go to the charity strike.
Yeah, good take. That's Russell's first.
Clausen probably not at the rate he wants to be from the free throw line so far. Hasn't shot many of them. First one rattles in.
Both teams using 8-man rotations tonight.
Just over halfway through the first half here in Baldwin. Hawks down 1. Otto loses it, and another, turnover forced. Really nice heads-up play by Bienendahl, and I don't know if he lost his handle on the ball or thought there was somebody streaking up the right sideline, but Hawks turn it right back over.
I think what happened was he lost his balance and knew that he was going to travel.
Right.
Tried to dish it off to a teammate who wasn't there.
Otto baseline 2, little long on that one. Once again, though, Prescott earns a second chance, and they're going to draw a foul. That's Matzik on the far sideline.
Yeah, Thatcher didn't like that whistle, but I think that's the 100% the right call.
Bignell will rejoin the action, number 33. can hear the communication defensively for the Hawks from both on the court and the bench. Otto short on the three. Sell skies for the rebound. And really what you said pregame about Sell kind of making himself impactful in every facet of the game. Already with steals, rebounds, some points. Definitely a valuable piece for the Hawks.
Yeah, and a huge credit too to Gavin, who had, you know, one of the best seasons on the gridiron of anybody in the conference in recent memory.
Right.
And then, you know, putting yourself out there in a sport that you've barely played in your life, when you know that there's guys on this court that you embarrassed on Friday nights, right? There's a target on his back, and he continues to just come in and work hard and have fun and do the little things. And that's got to be hard when you did all the things all fall.
Right. Hawks force another turnover there, and we'll get a 30-second timeout from Coach Benoit.
I want to thank all of our sponsors here at Blackhawk TV this season: Timmerman Realty, Nielsen's Foods, St. Croix Garage Doors, Firehelm Langer, Flagship Ford, Wisconsin Credit Union, OEM Fabricators, CW Garage Door Distribution, Baldwin Lightstream, Fender and Jewelers, Halverson Concrete Solutions, A-Star Concrete, Strikers Lanes and Sports Bar, Jensen Studio, Western Wisconsin Health, Bolts Plumbing and Heating, The Smokehouse, Schaefer Financial Services, Bumper to Bumper, White Cap Financial Advisors, DMS Repair, Lakes Gas, Phoenix Bar and Grill, Village Pharmacy, TMS Auto, Pete's Construction, Fern's Lawn Care, American Family Insurance, Justin Nygaard Agency, St. Croix Custom Apparel, and Family Chiro Care. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
For Blackhawk fans looking ahead, Hawks started out the season on the road quite a bit, 5 of 8 games. They're going to be at home 3 of the next 4. Go to St. Croix Central next Tuesday and then host Altoona, Amory, and Durand, Arkansas. Blackhawk TV will be there for you with those home contests.
Yeah, the week after that's kind of grueling.
It is. Ben Johnson takes the 3 off to the right. Prescott secures the rebound. They'll start to work. Hawks defense held the Cardinals in check thus far in the first half. Tough move there. That was Miller. A little too hard off the backboard. Hawks looking to take the lead on this possession. Only 4 fouls thus far. Approaching 6 minutes to go in the first half. It's been clean basketball. Johnson thinks about it again. He'll take it. Hard off the glass. Who's there? Sell. He might force an extra possession. Ooh, and he thought it might be off the Cardinal, but it was judged to be off his Sell.
It looked like he was off Gavin, but it also looked like he was getting held a little bit, prevented from getting to the ball.
Prescott yet to get in a groove offensively. They've had some shots fall. The Hawks pressure forcing some mishandles of the basketball, some turnovers. Russell, that's going to be off to the right.
Yeah, it's one thing to shoot an uncontested 3. It's another thing to shoot a 3 over a 6'3", 6'4" Gavin Sell, who may or may not just knock you over.
Right. Yeah, not the guy you want boxing you out. Sell at the nail. Nice dish down to Bignell. He finds a cutting Johnson. Trying to find the basketball under the hoop. Bernick's going to come up with it. He'll get it to Miller, up to Russell.
A little bit sloppy here these last couple minutes.
Bernick deep 3 left side. That's going to be long.
He's got a quick release, but it's a really low load.
It is. Sell's going to get it. He's going to kick back out to Bignell. He thought about it.
Thought about it a few times.
Right. Sell, turnaround 2 from the free throw line, no good. Matzik, good hands by Bignell, getting it from Matzik. So not the smoothest flow of the game the last handful of minutes, but Hawks down 1.
Ooh.
Closing in on 4 minutes to play. Nice save by Johnson. Matzik will end up securing it, but good effort from the senior.
I like Evans' mentality that he was going to try to get towards the rack.
Coach Johnson begging for a timeout, finally gets it.
All right. Jensa Studio offers 24 virtual and in-person and group fitness classes. We provide a space for every body and every goal. Enjoy flexible plans that fit your lifestyle. Join today at www.jeonsastudio.com. Are you looking for a local HVAC company you can trust? For over 65 years, Bolts Plumbing and Heating has been your #1 Lennox dealer in western Wisconsin with unbeatable service and prices. Whether you're looking to upgrade to a Lennox home comfort system or need emergency same-day repair, the experienced staff at Bolts Plumbing and Heating are here for you 24/7. Bolts services all major brands of equipment. Call us today at 715-684-3378 or visit online at bolts.com. Be sure to ask about our discount club. Bolts Plumbing and Heating service is our top priority. Bumper to Bumper is a locally owned and operated driving school located in Somerset. We offer complete driver education and training consisting of online classroom, in-person classroom instruction, and behind-the-wheel training. So if you're getting ready to apply for your Wisconsin State driver's license, or if you are an adult and just need a refresher course, then Bumper to Bumper is here to help. Visit online at www.btbsdllc.com.
I think it's important to shout out the girls' hoops tonight playing in St. Croix Central. You've been paying attention to them. You've streamed some of their games here. They've had a pretty good season thus far.
Yeah, they've been very good. Big win over Elk Mound last week. Convincing win over Elk Mound last week.
So good luck to the girls against the Panthers. Once again, easy to hear the communication from the Hawks defensively. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. As mentioned, it's difficult to win on the road in the Middle Border Conference. Prescott having to earn everything tonight. Kobe Russell, really nice take. When he elevates, he floats for half a second to a second longer than most high school kids, and they are able to finish. Cardinals up 3. Hawks have not scored in a while. Sell trying to get to Venedal, ends up getting it there after a tip. Sell shoulders in, really tough attempt there, is going to fall short of the hoop. Prescott will collect.
The girls' game in Central has not yet tipped off.
Interesting. Russell 3 is going to extend the Cardinals to their biggest lead of the night at 6. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what that's about.
I don't know if it's parents' night or something.
Really nice response from the Hawks. A good cut by Jacobson, a good dish by Bienendahl. Hawks within 4. Just under 2:30 to play in this first half. 18-minute halves in Wisconsin high school hoops. Hawks force another turnover. It's not every night you get to watch two teams coached by such experienced coaches. Coach Johnson, Coach Benoit, they've matched up for over a decade. Both have been a part of great teams. Both always good educators on the game of basketball. Seeing the Hawks play good defense tonight it's no accident. That's a testament to Coach Benoit. That's something he's always hung his hat on. Prescott couldn't get a look under the basket. No good on the look from deep. Clausen falls down, gets it to Venendahl. BW not quite getting a flow offensively this evening. Prescott doing a nice job of closing out, help defense. Tough shot by Venendahl is going to be off to the left. Otto will collect. He's going to push it up the floor. Might push himself into a trap and dribbles it off his foot. Or I'm sorry, that was tipped away. Matzik will check in for Burnick. Minute left in the first half. Russell will have that one fall in. Cardinals back up, tie their biggest lead of the night at 6, 22-16.
Yeah, he's really picked it up here later in the half.
Hawks have successfully kept it a low-scoring contest, though, and against such a high-caliber offense as the Cardinals have. That's a win in and of itself in this first half. Sell no good on his drive. Miller, he's going to dish to Monteith. Monteith, tough layup attempt is no good with his left hand. Clausen going to slow it down. Might look for one here with 18 seconds and counting. Russell, a lot of pressure there on Clausen. Coach Johnson very aware who makes the Hawks go offensively. Turnaround jumpers no good for Jacobson. 2 seconds. Otto's going to pull up from half court. Just short there, and that'll bring us to intermission. So BW 16, Prescott 22. A competitive first half, a lot of defense. Fun to watch. We will join you here in about 10 minutes for the second half of this Middle Border Conference matchup. right, welcome back to BW High School. Coming up on the second half of this contest between the Blackhawks and Cardinals from Prescott. Hawks 16, Prescott 22. Like we mentioned before the break, a lot of defense, a lot of good defense from both teams. Not a lot of easy shots to be had in that first half for either team. Who stood out to you in half number one, Jeremy?
I thought Thatcher Walthall had a great start for the Hawks. He had 8 points early. He's got half of the team's points. I thought he played really well. Evan started to do Evan-like things later in the half. For Prescott, I mean, Kobe Russell didn't do much early, missed a couple free throws, but he ended up with 9 in the first half. So, he looked good. 4 different Cardinals have hit 3-point shots, and that's going to kind of be, I think, the story of the second half. Is if they can make shots, they're going to win. Not to oversimplify things, but if Prescott gets a balanced punch from the perimeter, they're going to be all right. And the Hawks, they're going to have to find some more points, right, and find a way to get some points. And it's Ben Evan, and he's been really good from the perimeter recently, and he hasn't hit a 3 yet. So I think it's kind of basketball in 2025, right? You're going to win or you're going to lose from the 3-point line.
Right. Looking for Evan to be assertive and aggressive in this second half. Prescott will start out with the possession. Miller, far block. He's surrounded, gets it to Bernick. He's short on his shot attempt. Sells there for the rebound. Clausen will walk it up. Once again, going to be closely guarded by Russell. The matchup of Russell on Clausen. The respect to Clausen's ability, and Self from the right wing from deep.
Yeah, just like we expect, Gavin comes out, hits a 3.
Right.
Second make of the year. Handled this one a little bit more like he's done it before.
Exactly. Hawks once again forcing a turnover. They're going to force a held ball, good as a turnover, and they're going to have the possession arrow their way. White ball. On the floor for the Hawks, number 10, Joey Jensen, 2, Evan Clausen, 5, Thatcher Walthall, 1, Jacobson, and 3, Sell.
Coach Benoit's been rotating the starters of the game and the half these last couple games. Different groups coming out in the second half than at the beginning of the game.
Tough miss for Jacobson there, in and out on his long 2. Monteith to Otto. Otto's got a quick trigger, no good from the corner. Coach Johnson, obviously a lot of trust in the sophomore, number 22 for Prescott. He's able to take the shots that he sees are open. No good from Clausen. A nice look for the senior. A lot of those go in for him. He's got a smooth stroke. Kobe all the way to the rack and in. He's just got that burst.
He's got a different gear to him.
I know from experience, kept our defensive coaching staff and Coach Kiefer up at night when we were preparing for Prescott on the gridiron.
Wow.
Jensen's going to draw a foul there. Prescott coaches, players, and fans not happy about the call, but Jensen will go to the charity stripe.
Yeah, he shoots at a 71% clip, 10 for 14 on the young season.
In and out. Unlucky for him on that first attempt. Jensen is sophomore. Talented athlete. Second one's going to be short, no good on both of those. He'll have to shake that off and turn and play defense. Quick trigger, number 11, Bernick. Prescott lead is up to 8, their greatest of the evening. Hawks want to remain within striking distance here. Sell sees an alley. He's going to drive. Some contact, no call. Jacobson to Walthall, top of the key. 3 looks good. It's off to the right. Distance looked okay from here, but no good. Prescott's going to turn and go. Monteith, he loses a handle on it. Jacobson's there. So the Hawks able to turn the Cardinals over thus far tonight, but not often enough are they making them pay with buckets on the other end.
And some of these have been just completely unforced.
Right. Tough turnaround attempt by Jacobson is going to be long, and Russell's got a full head of steam, and he loses the handle. It's going to go off his knee, and that's a really nice play by Sell. Gavin Sell, one of the few athletes in the conference that can keep up with Kobe. A lot of guys there, Kobe would have taken 2 strides and been a man and a half past. Jensen tries to feed it to Sell. That's kicked by Monteith. Every time I see a kick ball, I think of Ross Romehild. Every time.
He did do a lot of that.
Ross, a really nice player for Coach Nygaard. Clausen still unable to see one fall from deep. Hawks need that shot to go in to have a chance down the stretch here. Russell once again going to his right. He'll kick to Miller. Miller's going to take a dribble, lose it, and give it right back to the Hawks.
The amount of lost dribbles tonight. Like, maybe you did say the ball is round. Maybe this ball, not so round.
Right. Difficult to hang on to for both teams. Walthall tries to find some space. He'll dish down to Sell. He's got a strength advantage down there. Misses his first attempt. He's going to get the ball back, and he'll be fouled. Second foul for the Cardinals of the half. Coach Johnson, one of my favorite coaches to watch plead his case.
He's never been wrong.
It's great. Hawks just got to get the lid off the rim. That one's long. Nice effort by Jacobson. He'll get the long rebound.
I would never say anything about Nick on the mic that I wouldn't say to his face.
Right,
just
exactly.
So people think I'm bad mouthing him.
It's all in good fun.
I've said actually way worse to his face.
Mountains of respect for Coach Johnson. Corner 3 is no good. A couple of Cardinals under the basket are able to gather it. Burnick does save it before it crosses half court. Monteith, he gets himself around the hoop. Nice bank
Good
shot.
take, yeah.
Patient on the jump stop.
Girls are up 9-5 over in Hammond. It seems like they've been up 9-5 for about 10 game minutes.
Sell puts his shoulder down, and he gets to the rack. 2 more for the senior. And that's something, like you mentioned before the game, or during the first half, hasn't played a lot of basketball over the last couple of years. I think he played a little bit in middle school, but the longer he plays this season, the better his touch will get. Quick trigger 3 for Burnick is no good. Clausen might have an angle at pushing there, but he holds up.
The thing about Gavin too, like watching him play quarterback, which he hadn't done ever. It took him a handful of games, and then it was like the switch just flipped.
Right.
And it was like, oh, he's been doing this his whole life.
Tough shot there from Russell. The ball is punched out. Burnick corner 3 is short. Nice effort there by Miller. He'll dish it to Russell. Russell's got a lane. He's going to finish for 2 more, and that's the first double-digit lead of the night. 31-21.
Yeah, and Russell's up to 13, game high.
Good find on the cutter from Jacobson to Walthall. Sell once again. He's going to actually dish out. Ball's lost off of Miller's foot. No kick, Otto to Russell. Russell back to Otto. Short 2 is going to be off to the right, but he's there for his own offensive rebound, and he'll put it back up. Biggest lead of the night for the Cardinals, 33-21. 11:30 and counting to go here. Sell uses the forearm, gets some separation, but loses the ball. It's going to be a held ball call, and the Prescott will get the ball back. Hawks are going to substitute Bignell and Veenendahl, Matzik, and Packard for the Cardinals.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of whistles, and then you get a line change. And we I might have to spend the last 6 minutes of the game reading advertisements.
Yeah.
If you're wondering, there still has not been any addition to the score in Hammond. Still 9-5. 4 minutes left in the first half.
Matzik fading away. Corner 3 is going to be short. Matzik, another underclassman, a junior for Prescott. So the Cardinals, a team to keep an eye out on, not just this season, but the next.
Which is what we would say if they were all seniors.
Right, exactly. And that's
there we
the
go.
lid we needed removed. Evan Clausen sees one go in. Let's see how that translates into future success down the stretch here for BW. He's got one of the nicest shots in recent memory at BW.
Yeah, I think left-handed shooters, it always looks prettier.
It does.
Right, Michael Redd, former Milwaukee Buck. It's like DK when DK shot, you know, it's I just love how left-handed shots look.
Yep.
It's like a left-handed swing in baseball.
Coach Benoit wants a break. Hawks down 9, we'll get a timeout.
DMS Repair is a repair shop located northeast of Baldwin off Highway 63, repairing all makes and models. They have all new EFI diagnostic equipment to repair all machines. If you're a do-it-yourself person when it comes to repairs or need accessories such as riding gear or add-ons to your machines, DMS Repair offers a discount on all parts and accessories. Are you financially prepared for the big game of life? Whitecap Financial Advisors wants you to help you with your game plan. Just like no two teams are the same, no two investors are the same. Here's the play-by-play. Together we will 1, make the plan, 2, work the plan, and 3, review the plan. Whitecap Financial Advisors specializes in investment management, financial and retirement planning, life insurance, and education funding. Call today to set up your no-cost, no-obligation appointment at their Roberts or Turtle Lake locations, 715-760-9001. From the roughest seas to the highest peaks, Whitecap Financial Advisors will be with you every step of the way. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic Wealth Incorporated, member FINRA, SIPC. Osaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth. And one more quick, the market is changing. Take advantage of our combined 30-plus years of experience to guide you through it. Call Don at 715-684-9541 or Andrew at 715-928-0410 of Timmerman Realtors for all your realty needs.
Taking a look at the Middle Border Conference standings midway through the season. Prescott, as mentioned, 5-0, undefeated in conference in first place. Ellsworth close behind at 4-1. Osceola at 3-1. In the middle, we've got Amory and St. Croix Central both at 2-3. Altoona at 1-3.
Which is shocking to me.
Right, they got a lot of talent. BW at 1-4 and Somerset at 1-4. I think this is one of those seasons, though, where it's safe to say anybody could lose to anybody on any given night. Jensen finds Bignell. Really nice find, really nice finish from Bignell. It's a good-looking possession for the Hawks. Now to build on it. Some more pressure, something that was effective in at least slowing the Cardinals down in the first half. Matzik will get fouled there by Fitz.
What was the score when we were down 13? We were down 13, right? We made a 3, we made a 2. Now we're down 7.
Can't recall.
Prescott didn't make a free throw. We didn't make a free throw. But I wrote down 13.
Hawks have pulled now within 7 as we approach the halfway point of the second half. A really nice cut, a really nice find, and a finish. An and one opportunity for the sophomore Otto.
Jensen's second.
So just like that, Prescott looking to pull ahead double digits with a free throw attempt pending here from Otto. That's going to rattle in, and Cardinals 36, BW 26.
It's the first made free throw by the Prescott Cardinals.
Obviously, Russell has been fun to watch, but I will say 22 for Prescott has been impressive tonight. He's got a really nice feel for the game. Right place, right time. He's going to be a kid to look out for as his career progresses.
Yeah, and I have to draw the conclusion that that's Violet's brother. There we go, Joe.
Jensen. The deep ball starting to fall in the second half for the Hawks. Plenty of time left. Good defensive possessions and good possessions offensively.
Ooh.
Russell loses it. Fitz, good hands there. A couple times tonight, Fitz has given Russell an issue in and around the basket. Forced a held ball in the first half there, knocks it away.
Yeah, Aiden long and quick. Not afraid to get physical.
Another corner three from Matzik. Now 0-3 from deep. That one eclipses the backboard and is called Blackhawk ball. Big possession, I feel like, here for the Hawks. Down 7. It'd be nice to make it a 2-possession game here. Boston asking for it under the basket. Skip past to Jensen. He just saw one go, and he'll watch that one fall. 4-point game, 32-36.
Yeah, good shot by the sophomore. As mentioned, not a great shooting percentage coming into this game, but you know it's going to happen at some point.
Hawks force a turnover. Really nice defense once again by Gavin Sell. Venedal come up with it. Skip pass down to Jensen, just short on the attempt. It was contested. It's a tough shot, especially in transition.
Should have dribbled about 20 feet further sideways and taken the corner three.
That one's going to bounce off Otto, and that's going to be BW basketball. Coach Johnson not sure about that call. 7:25 to go. Hawks within 4. Remind me, have the Hawks led tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, we were ahead early. When Thatcher had his 8 early, I mean, I think it was like 7-6 or.
Sure.
But yeah, I think it was a 1-point lead.
Prescott's held the advantage for the majority. Hawks with some shots going down from deep. Evan Kloss, quick trigger left wing, just short. He was fading a little bit. He's been contested all night by the likes of Russell, Monteith. There's Monteith in the corner, another 3-point attempt, and that one's pure. Cardinals back up by 7.
So 4 different Cardinals have combined for 6 threes. 4 different Blackhawks have combined for 6 threes. Difference is a bunch of 2-pointers for Prescott.
Jacobson's going to try his, and it'll go.
So the 5th Blackhawk to make a 3-point shot.
BW and Prescott trading 3-point baskets here as we approach the final 6 minutes of tonight's contest. Hawks within 4 again. Every possession hugely important. No team close to the bonus. It'll take 5 fouls for each to get the other on the free throw line. Monteith just saw one go down. He's going to pass off. Otto, the sophomore, is going to be long. They're going to box out and let that one go out of bounds, and Hawks are going to look to continue to chip away. They've kept it low scoring. They've kept the pace where they want it to be. Kloss on top of the key. He's going to get rid of it to Sell. The near block. Sell's going to find Viendahl. What a pass. What a pass. You talk about a kid that hasn't played a lot of basketball in the last handful of years. Nobody would guess that watching that dish.
Yeah, that was impressive.
2 points. Now the difference, and Coach Johnson wants to talk about it here with 5:30 to play.
Stay warm and cozy this winter with Lakes Gas, your hometown source for reliable propane. Located in Roberts or Hager City, Lakes Gas is a local family-owned propane company who is focused on keeping their customers warm and communities thriving. Visit www.lakesgas.com and see what the Lakes Gas difference is all about. Nielsen's Foods has been serving community since 1903. We offer full-service caribou coffee, bakery, deli, and meat departments. We pride ourselves with our award-winning Nielsen's Market Meats and our friendly staff. Nielsen's vision is to build a strong family of customers and employees by delivering superior service to our customers, offering employee growth opportunities, reinvesting in our stores, and serving in our communities. And I think we maybe have reached the point where if there are free throws, I'm going to have to read during them. Hawks girls up 13-8 at halftime.
We mentioned before the game Prescott coming off a state tournament berth last season. They were 21-7 overall. Co-conference champions with Osceola. Lost to St. Thomas More in the state semifinal. Coach Johnson and his program have been down to the state tournament a handful of times now with a state championship on the infamous P.D. Brookshaw last-second three-point attempt. One of the most exciting games in state tournament history. Definitely state championship history.
Yeah, when Petey gave that up, I'm like, Petey, what are you doing? You can't give the ball up. And then he got it back, and the rest, as you said, is history.
Made the whole conference proud. Coach Johnson trying to stop the bleeding now for the Cardinals. Clausen no good on his three-point attempt. Jacobson's is going to be short. Russell will come away with the ball.
Yeah, Kobe's been quiet here since he made that first basket of the second half, or second basket. Hasn't really done much since, and at some point you got to look at the guy and say, okay, you know, you're a 20-point-a-game scorer. Let's do it. And I'd be looking at him right now.
Obviously, Evan Clausen, you've seen the increased volume of his shot attempts here in the second half. Don't expect that to stop anytime soon with 4:39 to play, but he understands he's got to make a difference here if the Hawks want to pull out this victory at home. Sell, good defense, tough shot forced. Hawks will rebound. Gavin did a really nice job, didn't bring his arms down on Kobe as he shot. Clean defense, really nice effort from the senior.
So right now the Hawks have 7 made three-point field goals and 7 made two-point field goals.
Walthall, he's going to take one for the lead in the corner. It's in and out. Really nice rebound by Sell. And a batted ball by Miller. Really nice effort from that young man. Kobe's got it. He's 1 on 3. I think Prescott's going to slow the pace here. Get into their offensive set.
Yeah, we talked about, you know, Russell getting his and slowing down the other guys. Emmett Otto has 8 points. Burnix had multiple threes.
And an offensive foul called. Moving screen on Otto.
If you haven't watched every Blackhawk game, they've been called for more moving screens than any team in the history of high school basketball. So it feels all right to see one go in their favor.
I heard you comment that earlier in the season. Nice floater there by Clausen, is short.
Jensen's made his last 2 threes. I'd be thinking about shooting it if I was him.
Tough feed there. Probably good it went out of bounds as Burnick was waiting on the backside of Clausen. Hawks will get a baseline out of bounds. They're going to stack it up. They'll split. Jacobson's got some room. He'll swing it around. Clausen looking for the ball in the post. He's probably going to get a quick double. Sell will clear out. Nice post move by Clausen. We've got a tie game at Baldwin-Woodville High School. 39 apiece, 3 minutes to go.
I'd love to see more of that. You know, I'm not a huge proponent of getting the ball into the post, but if you're going to guard Evan with someone that's not a post player, he's going to have the size advantage. If you're going to guard him on the perimeter with a big guy, he's going to have the speed advantage. So just use the matchup all the time to the advantage.
Prescott looking to respond. Russell no good. Walthall muscles the rebound away. He's going to slow it up. Under 3 minutes to play. A tie game. Undefeated Prescott Cardinals in conference at 5-0. Hawks looking to knock them out.
Members of Wisconsin Credit Union can access account information and take care of most everyday banking needs via Wisconsin Online, the mobile app, and text banking. Immediate access to your Wisconsin accounts is also available 24 hours a day via touchtone phone. Visit them at wisconsincu.org to learn more. For 38 years, OEM Fabricators has been your one-stop shop for medium to heavy-duty custom critical metal fabrications used globally to make equipment for the construction, mining, rail, oil and gas, and agriculture industries. Wisconsin Manufacturer of the Year winner, our certified family-friendly workplace, employs 280 Wisconsin team members in Woodville, Neillsville, and Phillips. If you're looking for a unique opportunity, we offer flexible schedules 7 days a week and a variety of metalworking skill sets. To learn more, check out our website at www.oemfab.com. That's www.oemfab.com. OEM Fabricators, manufacturing like we mean it. Flagship Ford is your source for new and used Ford cars, trucks, SUV parts, service, and more in the Baldwin area. Our goal is to provide the best possible service to our customers and make sure your car buying experience is second to none. We're conveniently located at 850 Fern Drive in Baldwin. And that does it for our timeout. 2:32 left. All squared at 39.
We've got crunch time here. Every possession of huge importance. Hawks will start this one out with their best player handling the basketball.
Guarded by Prescott's best player.
Hawks working it around. Sells had a couple nice post touches and finishes. Clausen, left wing three is good. He's jacked up. The Baldwin Woodville faithful are jacked up. 3-point lead for the Hawks. Got Prescott sweating. It's going to be a foul. That's okay. We got plenty to play with. That's only the third for the Hawks in this second half.
Right, you really not being in the bonus or near the bonus, it's a huge, huge benefit because you can do things like that. Anything towards the hoop or towards the middle of the court, foul and reset defensively.
Prescott trying not to be in a hurry, but also understanding the urgency as they, too, need a lot of fouls to put BW on the charity stripe in a bonus situation.
Right, and Gavin Sells 0 fouls himself, so he can play with full aggression like he likes to do.
Otto no good on his three-point attempt. Long rebound to Burnick. Corner, Monteith thought about it.
And Burnick had a shot to catch and shoot that one, and he just passed it up.
Russell's going to look to tie, and he will. Minute 20 to go.
Big players, big plays, right?
You talked about Clausen, best player for BW, guarded by Russell, the best player for the Cardinals, and they've each hit threes here in the last 45 seconds. Now it's BW's turn. Clausen trying to get it. Does get it away before Monteith gets it. We've got under a minute to play, and we've got a tie ball game.
Firehelm Langer is a CPA firm with offices in Baldwin, Ellsworth, and River Falls. At Firehelm Langer, our clients are our top priority. We offer the skills and expertise of a large CPA firm combined with the personal attention and responsiveness of a smaller firm. When you partner with us, we take the time to get to know you, understand your goals, and build a lasting professional relationship. We invite you to turn to us at Firehelm Langer for bookkeeping services, payroll services, financial projections, tax preparation, tax planning, and all of your accounting and tax needs. St. Croix Garage Doors provides Western Wisconsin with top quality garage door sales, service, and installation. We proudly serve Baldwin, Woodville, Hudson, Richmond, River Falls, Stillwater, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Give Brian a call today at 715-781-8989 for a quote, install, or service. The Hawks have been in this situation here the last couple games and just haven't finished it. Right? Now it's all tied up with possession, a minute left. What have they learned in the last week?
Right. It's a long season in high school basketball, and there's a lot of corners that you can turn with victories like the Hawks could get here tonight. We've called some classics between these two programs in this gym. We mentioned Keegan Offse's last second winner. Hopefully we're in for something similar here in the next handful of minutes.
Yeah, you remember games like this as a player, as a coach, as a fan.
Hawks okay holding on to it. Prescott understanding.
That was an illegal screen. Oh, Gavin got away with one there.
No blow of the whistle. The Hawks will play on 30 seconds. Once again, neither team is close to the bonus. 3 fouls for each squad. And we're going to get another timeout. Coach Benoit is going to draw something up here.
Want to take the time to thank all of our sponsors here one more time. Timmerman Realty, Nielsen's Foods, St. Croix Garage Doors, Firehelm Langer, Flagship Ford, Wisconsin Credit Union, OEM Fabricators, CW Garage Door Distribution, Baldwin Lightstream, Fender and Jewelers, Helverson Concrete Solutions, A-Star Concrete, Strikers Lanes and Sports Bar, Jensa Studio, Western Wisconsin Health, Bolts Plumbing and Heating, The Smokehouse, Schaefer Financial Services, Bumper to Bumper, Whitecap Financial Advisors, DMS Repair, Lakes Gas, Phoenix Bar and Grill, Village Pharmacy, TMS Auto, Pete's Construction, Fern's Lawn Care, American Family Insurance, Justin Nygaard Agency, St. Croix Custom Apparel, and Family Chiro Care. Thank you to all of our sponsors. And I read those quick, Jordan, because what I'm telling my players right now, if I'm Coach Johnson, is we're going to disrupt whatever the Blackhawks are going to do here with fouls.
Right.
And we're going to do it a number of times. And if I'm Coach Benoit, I'm telling my guys, here's the deal. If we go towards the hoop, you're going to get fouled. So we have to pass the ball, right? Try to get a pass towards the hoop where it's a catch and a layup or a catch and a shot, because Prescott can fall 3 times before the Blackhawks are going to go to the free throw line, and I'm going to use every single one of them strategically to make sure that there's not a screen and go to the basket. I'm going to hedge hard and foul, because I don't want anything to happen here that's going to give the Hawks a chance to get a shot. And they're going to not do it.
Look aggressive in the passing lane.
Go foul now.
We've got 6 seconds left.
See, that's the smart thing. Yep. That's exactly what should have happened. It's going to make it really difficult now. If you catch the ball moving away from the basket, immediately foul.
Right.
As the Hawks, what you're telling your guys is you want to catch the ball going towards the hoop because you can't be fouled.
Jensen's
Why he's not being guarded?
Walthall's probably going to pull up here. He will. A floater for the win is no good. We're going to get free basketball once again in the West Gym.
Wow, that's not an uncontested look, but that's a really good look. I question why Prescott didn't foul right away. Right, it's so hard to get that good look if you're trying to reset, especially off not a timeout. So, I tried to get all those ads in, and I was able to do it. And now we got a break and 4 minutes of basketball left to play.
Right, exactly. And obviously the Hawks in this situation against Ellsworth here last week did not show up the way they wanted to for that overtime period. A valiant effort battling back in the second half, down double digits, the Hawks. Stingy defense, timely three-pointers. When you come into it's a tie game, you could be, it's 0-0. Do you just kind of stay the course here, or are you trying to do things strategically to change it up if you're a coach in this situation?
Well, I don't know what Coach Benoit told the guys in the minute before they started overtime against Ellsworth, but I'm definitely saying something different because we played a terrible 4 minutes of basketball after that. We failed to score until the buzzer. So, whatever the strategy was then, just try to get them thinking something different this time.
Right.
And it's 42-42. This is definitely the type of game the Blackhawks wanted to play, not necessarily the type of game the Prescott Cardinals wanted to play.
Colby wins the tip. Prescott will have first possession. As you mentioned, 4-minute overtime period. Cardinals with 4 team fouls, BW with 3. Both teams with a handful of fouls to play with here. Would not be surprised if Colby finds his way to get towards the hoop, although he has been selfless throughout the game. Bernick, he's had a quick trigger, hasn't seen him fall at the rate he'd like tonight, and the Hawks will get possession, obviously with the opportunity to take their lead.
Yeah, and slow it way down again. They possessed it for the last 59.7 seconds of overtime, or the second half to force overtime.
Sell gives it up after driving hard to the basket. Clausen will find it on the right wing. He's had a quick trigger with those catch and shoots, chooses to get rid of it there. Jacobson a little bit of space in the right wing. He'll get rid of it to Jensen. Wisely not dishing it down to Clausen. Sell once again, he's going to drive for the hoop. Clip. Shot by Clausen is tipped. That's going to be tipped out of bounds. Clausen just not quick enough over the outstretched arm of Russell on that right wing three-point attempt. .42 apiece. Just about 2.5 minutes to go. Every point, every possession earned for both teams tonight.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's almost like the players are just looking for somebody else to do it.
Right.
On the Blackhawks side, it's almost like everyone's deferring to Evan, which really isn't a bad strategy. But who's going to shoot the ball for Prescott?
And for so many years, that is a really good take. Good offensive rebound Another offensive rebound, and Miller will be fouled. He'll shoot free throws. But for years, Prescott had one or two guys that down the stretch, you knew the Prescott faithful and the Prescott players thought they need to get the ball.
Right.
They're going to make a play. You talk about Malmarov, Nielsen, Hamilton, Wallen. Brookshaw, right? And obviously Russell has that pedigree of talent. But when you have a young team, as Coach Johnson has, that's something that kind of develops throughout the season, because
right.
these moments only come organically. Nobody goes into a game thinking, hey, how about we go to overtime? But when you find yourself in these positions, this is the moment you need to rise up. Hawks maintain the tie with those free throws not going in for Miller. A good look at the rack there, contested look. Otto will collect the rebound. Now Prescott's working with a minute and a half to go.
You know, how long do they hold the ball before they decide to make a move? Scoreless so far, over 2.5 minutes in overtime.
Kind of a risky skip pass there from Russell.
Someone's got to want it.
Now we're at about a minute. Otto to Bernick, corner three. He finally sees one go. The quarterback.
The senior. The only senior to score. He's now got 11.
And he breaks the tie in overtime. 3-point deficit. Joey Jensen looks to respond, unable to excel.
Oh.
Back up on it. They're going to call a foul on the floor. Not a lot of whistles tonight. A lot of Gavin Sell rebounds, a lot of Gavin Sell effort plays, and he makes one there to give the Hawks another chance.
I don't think anybody's minded how this game's been officiated either.
No. Coming up on 30 seconds. Hawks down 3. Running short on time. Sell's going to get to the hoop, and he's going to score with 2, and we're going to get a timeout. Now the Hawks have to foul twice before they can commit the bonus-causing foul. How quickly are we going to have to see those in this next sequence?
Well, I think what you do is you put full court pressure on, and you try to trap, allowing Prescott, if they want to try to, not allowing, but understanding they might try to go over the top where you have someone back there. Anything that's caught or lands in the front court, you foul immediately. But if you can get a trap in the back court and a deflected pass, anything like that in the back court, you want to try to play that through. You can't really let anything go, I would say, beyond 15 for this first timeout, and then you got to foul kind of immediately. So there is there's strategy involved. You know, how do you want to show, what do you want to present as a press? It wouldn't shock me, knowing that Prescott has timeouts, if they let BW set up in a press and then call their timeout to kind of combat that. So, you know, the thing is, Coach Johnson's seen it all. Coach Benoit's seen it all.
Right.
From each other and just in general. So there's not going to be any mystery here on either side.
So we got Bernick inbounding. Russell and Otto will join him. Matzik and Monteith out there. We're trapping and we're fouling.
So that's an early foul, but I get it, given it's only 5. But I would have tried to trap that right there. I mean, you're in that bottom corner of the court. Try to force a bad pass. I mean, Evan's not short. That's a tough look to be presented with.
Once again, Bernick's got the baseline there. He's going to get it into Russell, and
he's moved.
He didn't have the baseline, so it's a travel. My mistake. It's going to be
You don't
an
see
infraction.
that often.
No, you do not. It's going to be an infraction that leads to BW basketball with a chance to take the lead on any made basket here, not a free throw.
And if you're the Hawks, you want to move relatively quickly, because you don't want to lose on a miss, right?
14 seconds. We're getting close to 10 seconds. Clausen gives it up. Walthal's got it. Clausen a long ways away from the ball. He's going to get a screen. He's going to turn.
Good pass.
Excel for good. And it's a 1-point lead for the Hawks on a quick dish and an alley-oop lay by the senior Gavin Sell with 2.5 seconds to go.
You know, we've talked a lot about Gavin's passing ability. How about that pass by Evan?
Unbelievable. You only imagine if you're a Prescott player there, Clausen's going to pull up. He's going to take the contested shot in midair, find Sell. Too quick a sequence to even call for a washed up commentator like myself, but what an unbelievable play. Prescott with 2.5 seconds. Now, if you're in Coach Johnson's shoes here, how much time, you talk about dribbles, you talk about a pass, 2.5 seconds, what does that give you?
2.5 seconds is a lot of time. If you can move the ball through the air, my guess is that you're going to see a screen in the backcourt is just kind of interference, and then try to get something moving at half court. Try to get the ball, again, moving forward if you can, because the Hawks have fouls to give. And so if you catch the ball moving away from the hoop, that's an easy, quick foul. Time stops, and we reset. So,
and it looks like
there's going to be
clock
a little bit
updated
pressure
from 2.5 to 3.2 seconds. Hawks with Clausen on the inbound are going to make it difficult for Bernick's passing lanes here. And Russell's got it. Not a lot of time. He's going to get fouled right away. A really smart move.
Yep, that's perfect.
Because now we're at 1.8.
And this is even harder because now we're inbounding from the side, and that's a harder angle to get things going towards the hoop.
And Johnson, Coach Johnson, that is, wisely going to take a timeout. He understands new perspective on the inbounds play. He's going to get something else drawn up for his Cardinals.
Yeah, this is tougher, and so that's why it's a great foul. You've eliminated almost a second, and you've eliminated full vision of the court. So Evan will probably guard this, but guard it a little bit up the court, where you invite anything across the court. You almost want to go, you think old Valpo, right, where it's a catch and a toss to someone moving towards the basket. The Hawks this time, though, they have to be careful because with 16 fouls, anything else send them to the line.
Right.
Prescott on the night, though, from the free throw line, not good.
Right.
So I think they're 1 for 5. Not that the Hawks have been, lighting on fire. They're 2 for 4. So, but really just try to get something towards the hoop. No surprise that it's the quarterback making the read, and I would be relatively surprised if it wasn't Kobe Russell that gets the ball in his hands.
Right.
Getting maybe set a screen, and then I think Otto becomes your secondary option. So I think this is a surprising look for Coach Johnson.
We're going to try to get a screen, try to get an entry to Russell. Ball's batted away. Not a lot of time left. The buzzer.
Oh.
In and out. And the Blackhawks, 46-45, are going to pull it out here at home. What a classic. What a vintage Coach Benoit game here at home for the Hawks. 46-45. Prescott no longer undefeated in conference play, and the Hawks earning their second conference victory in what is going to be a night that a lot of these young men are going to remember for a very long time. What a fun way to be back.
Yeah, you got to give the Hawks credit. I mean, it's a low-scoring game, and they erased a 13-point second-half deficit. Like, it's one thing to erase a 13-point deficit and win 90-87.
Right.
It's another thing to erase a 13-point deficit when it's over a quarter of the points that your team scores.
Right.
So yeah, huge ups to the Hawks. Big win. And now we move on, right? That's the name of this game. You don't get to dwell on losses too long. You don't get to celebrate wins for too long. The Hawks, fortunately, in that vein, they don't play good for a week.
Right.
So they get to celebrate this one for 6 days. The Cardinals back in action on Saturday as they host Northwestern. So wow, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. It was a privilege to call. Thank you to both teams for your high level of competition. Yeah, it's going to be exciting going down the stretch. Like we talked about at the intermission or into the second half, you turn corners through a long season like this, and this is hopefully going to help propel the Hawks going forward. But It's been an honor and a privilege to call tonight's game with you guys. Once again, for Jordan Lehman, our cameraman Zach Ambrose, and the owner and operator of Blackhawk TV, Jeremy Nygaard, we're so thankful that you all joined us, and we hope you have a good night.